Ask yourself an uncomfortable question. When you think about your future income, career, or success, who do you secretly blame when things are not working? The economy, your boss, your parents, the algorithm, luck itself. That mindset has a name, an external locus of control, the belief that your life is mainly steered by forces outside you. It feels safe because it protects your ego, but it quietly kills your power to change anything. Meanwhile, research on self-made millionaires shows a very different pattern. Only a small minority credit random luck as the main driver of their wealth. Most point to decisions, habits, and systems they chose and repeated long before the results showed up. They operate from an internal locus of control. Here is the thesis. To win 2026, you cannot stay a passive reactor. You must upgrade your mental operating system from life happens to me to I am responsible for what I build and act accordingly. That is the mental software millionaires run before the money arrives anyway. System 1 is attitude, but not the cheesy poster version. Among self-made millionaires, a positive outlook is not decoration, it is structural. Surveys show roughly 96% of them maintain a generally optimistic mindset. They still see problems clearly, but they refuse to live there. That optimism fuels persistence, creativity, and the willingness to try again after failure, rejection, or embarrassment. A negative lens kills possibilities before data even arrives. To install this framework, you start with the gratitude command. Each night, you write down 3 specific things you are genuinely thankful for: an opportunity, a person, a skill, even a hard lesson. You are forcing your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. Neurologically, repeated gratitude rewires attention. A brain trained to notice resources is far more likely to spot chances to grow income, skills, and network. Next, you must dismantle money avoidance. Many people secretly believe money is dirty, that rich people are greedy, or that wanting more automatically makes them selfish. Those beliefs create an internal conflict. You consciously chase success while your subconscious equates it with corruption. Millionaires, on average, hold far fewer of those beliefs. They see money as a neutral tool and responsibility, not a moral stain. When you drop the story that wealth is evil, you stop sabotaging opportunities and begin leaning into decisions that expand your capacity, options, and impact. You no longer apologize for wanting more. You accept growth as your duty to yourself, your family, your future, and community too. System 2 is the identity reboot. Instead of asking, what do I want to achieve this year, you ask, who do I want to be by the end of it? Outcomes are snapshots. Identity is the operating system that generates them. You can accidentally hit a money goal with a lucky streak, but if your identity doesn't match that level, you will quietly drift back down. Millionaire psychology starts with identity statements. I am the kind of person who, not I wish I could be someone who. Writers write even when uninspired. Builders build even when no one claps. Investors keep learning even when the market is ugly. Identity pulls behavior into alignment. The micro-promise rule is how you rewrite that identity in code your brain understands. Your life is built on how often you keep your word to yourself. Grand declarations mean nothing if daily actions contradict them. So you start tiny on purpose. Drink water before coffee. Make your bed. Protect a single 90-minute deep work block. These look trivial, but they are proof. Each kept promise is a vote for a new self-image, the version of you who finishes what they start. Track those wins somewhere you can see them. Over weeks and months, the pattern becomes undeniable. You begin to feel less like someone chasing discipline and more like someone for whom follow-through is normal. That is inner gravity, the invisible pull toward choices that match your upgraded identity. As it strengthens, you stop white-knuckling every task. You simply act in line with who you have decided you are, and results begin to chase you instead of the other way around. When setbacks hit, you no longer say, of course this happens to me. Instead, you ask, what would my upgraded self learn, fix, and try next? System 3 is weaponizing confidence and execution.
One
I can make
overlooked
that
trait
jump.
of many wealthy people is slight active overconfidence. They are not delusional. They simply believe their ability to learn, adapt, and recover is strong enough to justify taking calculated shots. They also tend to be less paralyzed by loss aversion. The average person is so terrified of losing a little that they never risk anything meaningful at all. An internal locus of control flips that. When you believe you can create new opportunities, you are less scared to cut bad ones. You stop clinging to dead jobs, toxic offers, or sinking investments just because you have history with them. Instead of asking, "What if I lose this?" you ask, "What system will I build next if this ends?" That question keeps power on your side. Execution is where this becomes real. You don't need a genius strategy for 2026. You need a C-plus plan executed with A-plus consistency. A simple, slightly imperfect plan followed daily will obliterate a brilliant plan you keep rewriting every 2 weeks. Perfect plan paralysis is a silent killer. Endless research, infinite tabs, and nothing shipped. So you set a rule. Pick a good enough strategy, then run it hard for 90 or 100 days before judging it. During that window, your main job is not to tweak, it's to execute, measure, and learn. To support this, you use verbal reprogramming as an inner coaching tool. Your brain doesn't automatically know which story to believe. It obeys repetition. Stop repeating, "I always mess this up." Start repeating, "I finish what I start," while taking tiny actions that prove it. Train it until you believe it, and your behavior will rise to match. Over time, you stop auditioning and show up like someone already trusted. Here's the bottom line. You don't need a genius blueprint. You need a mental operating system that says, "I am responsible for what I build," and proves it through daily behavior. Internal locus of control is not self-blame. It's claiming your power to respond. When you live that way, discipline feels less like punishment and more like peace. You argue less, execute more, and consistency stacks until progress feels automatic. You stop chasing outcomes. They move toward the person you have become. So here's your move. Choose one boring habit that proves you're in control, tracking money, a daily deep work block, or one micro promise, and run it consistently. If you're ready to shift from reactor to creator, drop Locus 2026 in the comments and start today.